Hi, my name is Ranjani Raman. I'm a practicing dietitian and a nutrition therapist. I'm here to talk to you about how to deal with stress through right nutrition. Looks like the future research would state that average human body is made of 20% water and 80% stress. Yes, we are actually getting there. In short term, stress can result in anxiety, you could have irritability, mood swings, headaches, blood pressure, shortness of breath, and a lot more. And if these symptoms are left unattended, it can result in long term consequences such as heart issues, all kinds of cardiovascular disorders. You could also have migraines, depression, fertility issues, hormonal imbalance, and a lot more. So, when we are stressed out, our adrenal glands produces hormones such as adrenaline and cortisol, which actually increases our heart rate and also increases the blood glucose levels. It increases blood pressure, and because we are stressed, you automatically start seeing an overall disturbance in the whole functioning of your body. And hence, it's extremely important for us to work around managing stress better because we certainly do not want all these long term complications. Now, can nutrition help with combating stress? Yes, certainly, because nutrients are nothing but chemical compounds that form the basis of our organ system. And nutrients are the core reason that we are able to sustain. And hence, it is very, very true. And we need to believe that nutrition definitely plays a huge role in dealing with stress. Especially when we are stressed, the need for nutrition is very, very high. Ironically, when we are stressed, we actually opt for more junk and sugary and processed foods, but in reality, that is the exact time where our body needs the right nutrition. So, let us talk about the top 10 nutrients that will help us to manage stress better. While I'm sharing this, I would recommend or request you to make a note of these so that it can become easy for you to refer later. The first one on list is protein, especially amino acids such as taurine, tryptophan, tyrosine, phenylalanine, which is usually present in most of the protein-rich sources. These are amino acids which help in the secretion of feel-good hormones such as serotonin and dopamine, and it also brings or balances the cortisol, which is the stress hormone levels. So if your protein intake is right, there are high chances your stress is managed much better. So, some of the sources of protein include pulses, dals, lentils, fish, eggs, chicken. You should make sure at least one or two sources of protein is available in your intake every day. The next nutrient is our sunshine vitamin, vitamin D. Vitamin D is a very, very natural antidepressant and really helps in soothing and calming us from any kind of stressful situations. Vitamin D also helps in hormonal balance. It can reduce anxiety and help in secretion of serotonin and dopamine, which are feel good hormones. So, exposing oneself to sunlight at least about 10 to 20 minutes every single day during midday is a good way to get sufficient vitamin D to combat stress. The third set of nutrients is flavonoids, a group of antioxidants. Antioxidants reduce inflammation and protects us from any kind of cell damage caused due to stress. And usually these flavonoids are present in a lot of colorful fruits and vegetables, dark chocolates, nuts. So you can make sure you're including at least one of these in your regular intake so that you can manage stress better. Moving on to the fourth nutrient, which is vitamin C. Vitamin C keeps your cortisol levels low and helps in managing stress much better. As we all know, vitamin C also fights against infections and protects us from any kind of inflammation or cell damage. So, including plenty of vitamin C rich foods such as amla, kiwi, oranges, most fruits like papaya, watermelon do contain vitamin C, and also vegetables like green leafy vegetables and broccoli or bell peppers can provide us with sufficient vitamin C. We need to provide enough vitamin C every single day, and therefore it's important you're loading up on plenty of fruits and vegetables, which can actually protect us from any kind of infection and also to keep our stress under bay. Our next nutrient is fiber. Fiber helps in releasing glucose very slowly and to keep our energy levels, much under control. It will give us a very stable mindset and helps us to stay away from irritability or any kind of mood swings. Whenever we eat foods which is low on fiber, or when you're loading up on refined foods, you will see that the glucose spike actually makes us more aggravated or gets us more irritable. So it's extremely important that we're adding sufficient fiber in our intake, and just by including that we become much more stabler and calmer. So what kind of foods contain fiber? So fiber is available in plenty in whole cereal grains like brown rice, quinoa, oats, millets, and also in a lot of fruits and vegetables and whole pulses. So we have to make sure that we are shifting from a refined grain or refined foods to whole grains and fiber rich foods, so that we can actually keep our glucose levels under control, which in turn will help us to manage stress better. The sixth set of nutrients that we're talking about is healthy fat. Healthy fat is present in abundance in cold pressed or filtered oils, fish, nuts, seeds, and avocados. So, a lot of importance is being given to healthy fats these days, because they definitely help in promoting a very positive nerve health and helps us to perform better, and it also regulates the hormones. So, when all of this is under check, we are able to perform better from the brain perspective, because healthy fat is very important for our brain performance, and by providing enough healthy fat you will see a good control over your overall performance and less stress. So including at least about a small fistful of nuts and seeds every day can help you, and you can shift from refined oils to any kind of cold pressed or filtered oils for regular use, and that will also make a huge impact. Moving on to the next set of vitamins is the B vitamins, like vitamin B1, B2, B6, B12, and these are available in most cereal grains, bananas, seeds, nuts, dairy, non-vegetarian foods basically. And you will see a lot of people being low on B12, which can also result in an imbalance in overall hormones and nervous functions. So it is important to get it tested once a year and give supplementation if the values are really low, because the food sources are very limited. Vitamin B also helps us in better mood management, and also to boost our memory power and to focus and to improve our concentration, and basically to improve our overall brain performance and nerve performance. So vitamin B can look very minuscule and can be disregarded by most of us, but it's one of the most important nutrients. While we're talking about stress management, it becomes totally unfair if we do not talk about minerals. Minerals like iron, calcium, zinc, copper, magnesium, all of this play very, very pivotal roles in our body functions and helps in performing normally. So when we are lacking these micronutrients, there are high chances that we may see a lot of fluctuations, and we may feel very stressful because our body is not functioning at its optimum levels. So we can definitely find good amount of minerals in a lot of green leafy vegetables, definitely fruits and nuts, seeds. So if you see, we again come, we come down to the fact that we need to bring in a lot of variety of different food groups to get all kinds of vitamins and minerals. So please do not ignore minerals, and make sure you're getting this from natural sources rather than supplementation to the maximum extent possible. The next set of ingredients or foods is probiotics, which have caught a very good attention in the recent years. Probiotics are nothing but foods that contain live bacteria, which helps in enhancing the gut health by adding to the positive or the healthy bacteria in the stomach. This is usually present in fermented foods, curd, kefir, pickles, and a lot more commercial manufactured foods like sauerkraut. So you will see this picking up in the recent years. This is primarily because gut health is becoming a concern, and it's important for us to produce the right bacteria to the stomach by providing these kinds of probiotic rich foods. Now, probiotics also help in producing B12 in our gut, which in turn will help us in our healthy nervous system. Therefore, we cannot ignore probiotics, and it's important for us to include some amount of probiotic rich foods foods from natural sources every single day so that our gut bacteria is much more positive. On the contrary, it's also important for us to avoid foods which is promoting the negative bacteria, such as junk food or sugary foods, because these can be a good medium for the growth of bad bacteria. So if your bad bacteria is growing, you will realize there is a lot of gut disturbances, which in turn will also affect your vitamin B levels, your nerve functions, and it's not a very good place to be in. So it's extremely important to focus on gut bacteria and provide the right foods which will enhance your gut bacteria so that it will in turn help you in managing stress better. So the next time you reach out to ice cream because you're stressed out, it makes sense to kind of shift from that and probably opt for a cup of curd. Finally, some herbal teas and concoctions can actually help us relax because of their antioxidant content and protective compounds. Infusions made out of tulsi, ginger, chamomile, green tea, white tea, all of this can be a very good refreshing agents and can be incorporated whenever you are stressed. It's always wiser to opt for some of these herbal infusions and concoctions rather than increasing on caffeine or tea, because these are naturally refreshing and can provide us with compounds that can actually keep us calm and deal with stress in a better way. So now that we've spoken about nutrition, it's also very important to stay very hydrated if you want to manage your stress better. It is seen that if you are dehydrated, there are high chances of you being irritable and not being able to manage stress, or being anxious and frustrated. So it's important that we are touching at least about 2.5 to 3 liters of water every single day if you're a healthy adult, and make it a habit to carry a water bottle with you wherever you go. And whenever you are stressed out, I would say it's definitely a wiser choice to drink water and to try to calm down, because just this water can help you think better. So try best to incorporate a good amount of water every single day. Sleep is another major must have when we are stressed out. However, we do not prioritize this. When we don't sleep, because of stress or for various reasons, when we don't sleep, during those hours, there is an increased secretion of cortisol or stress hormone, which in turn actually makes you much more stressed during the day. Because of this increased secretion of cortisol hormone, you are not able to function normally or sleep well during the night, which actually slips on to the next day, and you're not able to function better during your day. So this cycle continues. So when you don't sleep enough, the cortisol secretion, stress, and again cortisol and stress. So this cycle keeps, kind of growing, and it becomes a vicious cycle, and you lack sleep and you start getting into insomnia or any other sleep disturbances. So this pattern has to be broken. Therefore, it would be important for you to consider strategies that will help you to sleep better, and try and get at least about 6 to 7 hours of quality sleep every single day, because sleep is the most important factor when it comes to stress management. So yes, beyond all this, it's also important to get at least about 30 to 45 minutes of exercise every single day. Not just because it is, it's a fad to exercise, or not just because it's a rule to exercise, but scientifically also, when you exercise, our body produces endorphins, a compound that is also called as happy hormones, which actually makes us feel better. We all have experienced the joy after about 15 to 20 minutes of exercise, because we start secreting these hormones which makes us feel naturally better. So exercise is the most underutilized antidepressant, and I think it's extremely important that we leverage this and make sure we are exercising at least for about 30 to 45 minutes every single day, maybe if not every day, at least about 5 times a week, so that you start feeling better and manage stress in a much more better way. You could pick up any kind of exercise that makes you happy, but try to bring in at least about 30 to 45 minutes of exercise every as much as possible. So yes, when it comes to managing stress, it's about a holistic effort and a holistic approach to manage this, from dietary measures to lifestyle to drinking water to getting enough sleep, because eventually health is the truest wealth, and whatever effort you are putting in is going to be worth it. So I hope all these inputs were of value and useful to you. I would say even if you were able to pick up maybe 7 to 8 of these inputs and incorporate in your everyday schedule, you will be able to see a huge difference in the way you're able to manage stress. So please feel free to reach out in case you have any queries, thoughts, comments, and I'll be happy to interact with you. And I thank you so much for this opportunity, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Thank you again.